I don't like Soulslikes. At least, that's what history says. I've started plenty of them over the years, but finished, well, pretty much none. The 2 Star Wars Jedi games are the exception, and Stellar Blade. Are those even Soulslikes? People will probably argue about that. But games like Lies of P, Black Myth, Wukong, and yes, even Elden Ring, they all met early deaths. Just like my in-game characters, by the way. Soulslikes usually don't put story front and center, and story is one of the most important things to me. But more than that, they actually demand something from you. Time to learn enemy attack patterns and to reclaim the souls, runes, Amrita, or whatever the hell the things are called that you drop when you die. Perseverance, to get back up, again, again, and again. And patience. Patience to wait for your moment, and above all, the patience to get good, as the cool kids say. Time I technically have, but I'd rather spend it on the sea of other games constantly crashing over us. And my daily dose of perseverance and patience, that's usually drained at work already. So by the time I pick up a Souls-like, there's usually nothing left. Or at least, that's what I thought. Based on my history with the genre, I should have quit Nioh 3 by now. And I almost did. I was ready to give up before the game had even properly begun. The demo started fairly manageable. Honestly, the menus were the most intimidating part. Then I ran into Yagamata Masakage, basically the tutorial boss. And let me tell you, this guy absolutely destroyed me. Before I could blink, I'd already been flattened 5 times. I was this close to putting the controller down. Another gravestone reserved in my personal Souls-like cemetery. People told me it gets easier. You don't even have your most important tools yet. Which is probably true. Nioh 3 throws a lot more mechanics at you later. But here's the thing. I already had the most important skill. I just wasn't using it. Button mashing is apparently buried deep into my gamer DNA. And I am not good at stamina management, because I've barely played games where that truly matters. That's when it clicked. I wasn't losing because I lacked damage output. I was losing because I lacked patience. Defense and patience. That's what I needed to focus on. Instead of trying to overwhelm Yagamata, I let him burn himself out. Parry, dodge and watch his ki meter. And when he'd spent a big chunk of it, that was my moment. The more that rhythm became second nature, the better every fight started to feel. And here's the surprising part, I didn't even mind dying anymore. Part of that is due to the combat itself. Nioh 3 feels deeper and more refined than any other Souls-like I've played. The ninja stance is fast and agile, the samurai stance hits harder and focuses on parrying. You can switch between them instantly. Both feel completely different, but both are equally satisfying. Early on in the game, the ninja carried me. But more recently, I find myself switching to my switchglaive wielding samurai way more often. Both stances have clear strengths and weaknesses, and the enemies really play into that. But there's another reason this is all working for me, the shrines. Normally I hate the stress of losing XP in Soulslikes. If you're unfamiliar with how it works, your XP is your currency. You spend that to level up, die once and you get one chance to recover it. Fail that, it's gone. And instead of thinking, I'll just earn it back, like most Souls-like experts probably do, I would think, did I just waste all that time? That kind of stress has killed a lot of these games for me. But in Nioh 3, it barely happens. 9 out of 10 times I die, it's close to a shrine. These are placed incredibly well. There's almost always one right before a serious boss fight, and somehow, right when I need to level up, there's usually one nearby. So before a boss attempt, I first spend my Amrita. Sometimes that means a few minutes of grinding at most, because I'm just short. I absolutely hate grinding, but so far I barely had to do it. I go into the fight with nothing to lose. If I fail, I just explore somewhere else. There's no huge punishment. That means the fun factor is way up and the stress factor is way down. Nioh 3 has taught me something important. Learning the patterns of a seemingly impossible enemy can actually be fun. And that adrenaline rush when you finally beat one? I finally get it. That feeling Souls fans always talk about? I finally know what it feels like now. And I want more. Will I actually finish Nioh 3? We'll see. I'm still not fully convinced of my own skills, but for the first time in years, a Souls-like hasn't pushed me away. It's actually pulling me in. And honestly, that might be the biggest surprise of all. Thanks for checking out this video. If this struggle felt familiar to you, or maybe it didn't at all, but you simply enjoyed this take, please consider clicking on like. Or even better, subscribe. Or if you're feeling really generous, you can do both, and I'll keep them coming.